Hello, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening. Hello, how are we doing this Sunday? How was the Sunday? How was everything? Hello, come in and say hi. If you come in, just go ahead and say hi so I can say hello to you. Thank you so much. It's another beautiful Sunday and we are wrapping the self-leadership series up today. So if you come in, just go ahead and say hi so I can say hi to you too. Thank you so much for joining. I see some people are coming in. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. How was your Sunday? Come on, say hello so I can say hi to you. I have a boy show here. Thank you so much for joining. Happy Sunday. How was your Sunday? How was your Sunday? I want to know how your Sunday went. So if you come in, go ahead and say hi so I can say hello to you. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Hope Eze. Auntie Marco, thank you so much for joining. Vincent Divine, thank you so much for joining this evening. I'm so grateful for having you here. So we're going to be talking and wrapping up our self-leadership series today. So if you come in, go ahead and say hi so I can say hello to you. Thank you, Jake, for joining. Thank you, Kasma, for joining. I'm so grateful. Hello, Yemi. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much. Hello, Basi Jonathan. Thank you so much for joining. Go ahead and say hi so I can say hello to you. I want to know how your Sunday went. How was it? Did you go to church? Did you stay at home? How was it? Have you been enjoying yourself and all that? Like, I want to know how your Sunday was. Mine was awesome. My Sunday was good. I had a good time. I went to church and then I came back, had a good time with my friends too. So it was awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. Hello, Chuku. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so grateful. We're going to be wrapping up the self-leadership series today, guys. If you've not been following through, don't worry, you won't feel left out, trust me. I would make sure that you leave here with something very unique today. We're going to be wrapping it up and trust me guys, it's going to be awesome. So when you come in, go ahead and say hi. Thank you so much. I can see Pharmacy Chibweze Isha. Thank you so much for joining. Hey, my baby is here, Nenye. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you, Na Okamaka, for joining. Thank you, Prince, for joining. So, peace, Kedukwan. I'm very good. I'm very good. Thank you, Chioma Ene, for joining. So, if you come in, go ahead and say hi so that we can, get going. Chimdindu, thank you so much. That peaceful peace. Oh, thank you so much. So, we're going to be talking about self-leadership. We're going to be rounding it up today. Remember, I told you that self-leadership is the ability to control your life, to coordinate yourself in the direction you want to go to achieve your purpose here on earth. So today we are going to be wrapping up the self-leadership series. And remember, I told you self-leadership is a very big topic. You talk about self-discipline, you talk about purpose, but to simplify everything for you, just for you, I decided to wrap it up in 5 questions that everyone must ask themselves in life for them to be able to have this self-leadership put together. So I just made 5 questions for you, 5 very important questions. I see Mr. Ojimadi. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. I'm doing good, Shoma. I'm doing very awesome. And how are you doing too? How was your Sunday? So I want to know how your Sunday was. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so grateful for having everyone here. If you come around, go ahead and say hi. So remember, I told you we talked about 5 questions that everyone must ask themselves in self-leadership, because self-leadership is a very big one. And the first question I said was what? Who am I? And we answered that question. I made us understand that who you are is a question of identity. Who are you? And this is irrespective of, this is not your name, this is not what you do, this is your identity, and this comes from understanding your source. And that made us to answer the second question, which is where am I from? Where am I from is a question of your source. And I told us that if you know your source, then you can know your identity. Just like an apple. An apple understands that its source is the apple tree. That means it has the DNA of that apple. Every single fruit that the apple tree bears would always behave like an apple. If you are a lion, every single thing about you would, your content, your DNA, every single thing surrounds your source. So that was what we talked about when we answered the question of who am I? who am I? The question of your identity. And then the second question we answered was, where am I from? Which is the question of your source. And then, why am I here? I am sure I talked about the question of purpose while we were talking about who am I and where am I from. If you came here, like wherever you think your source is, you came here with a purpose and you came on earth here to fulfill the purpose. Today we're going to be talking about something very important. Thank you so much, Adelaja, for coming in. I'm so appreciative of this. Anselm said, "Nwane amukezikwa konwa." Thank you so much, Anselm. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much, Jedediah, for coming. Thank you so much, Elizabeth, for joining. I'm so grateful. Everyone that comes, thank you so much for coming. And then, what can I do? That is the fourth question. What can I do? And this is a question of potentials. The first series I talked about was about how to maximize your gifts, how to maximize your strengths, and that's the question of potential. So that's a series I've done before now, so I wouldn't want to go over that again. But today we're going to be taking the last question in self-leadership, which is what? Where am I going? Where am I going is a very important question. Where am I going is a very important question. So permit me to ask you. I may not be able to mention your name now, but I would like to ask you, where are you going in life? Where are you going? On this earth, where are you going? Now, when I ask that question, some religious folks will think, oh, she's asking, am I going to heaven or am I going to hell? Come on, that's far from that. That's far from that. If you're a Christian here, I'm sure you know where you're going to. But that's not what we're talking about today. Now, the question of where am I going is a question of destiny. It's a question of destiny, and I'm going to push you a little. I want to ask you, do you know where you are going to? Now, when I ask you, do you know where you're going to? Can you tell me that, oh, this is where I see myself in the next so time? I'm so sure, like, this is where I am going to. I want to tell you something that may be very, very shocking, but it's the truth. Life is very predictable. Very, very, very predictable. If you see, like, someone can tell, oh, this person, nah. This person is that. And now, one thing I want you to know is this. The reason why life is predictable is not because someone is saying something bad about you, but the things you are doing will show if the kind of place you're going to land in future. But now, the truth is that you can determine where you're going to. You can determine where you want your life to fall into. What does that mean? That means that you have to have a picture of where you're going to. Do we understand that? You have to have what? A picture of where you are going to in life. Now, wherever you are going to in life is a picture you have to see yourself. It's a picture you have to see yourself. Now, let me give us this example. Assuming you want to go to, okay, sorry for that, someone was calling me, but that's fine. So, like, assuming you wanted to go to, let's say, a market, this particular supermarket, and you've never seen this supermarket you decided to go to, and you woke up dressed up, and you started going to this supermarket. I want to know, do you think you would ever get to this supermarket? Definitely nah. You're not going to get there. Why? Because you don't even have a picture of where you are going to. You don't even have a picture of where you want to go to, where you want to get to. You don't even know where you want to get to, but you know you want to go somewhere. Now, that's what I'm going to challenge you today. So, when I mean where are you going to, I mean what is the picture of where you see yourself in the nearest future? When you're asked that question, it's like, some people will be like, whatever will be, because Sarah, whatever. Come on, whatever will not be. You have to determine what you want out of your life. And that's the challenge I'm going to be putting to you today. You have to have a picture of your destination. When someone says, what's your destiny? There's a funny question I always ask my friend. He'll be like, how is your destiny? I'll be like, my destiny is bright, or we say some funny things. But one thing I want you to understand is this. Destiny is from that word, destination. When someone says, what's your destiny like? It's, what's your destination? It's not like it's a very, let me say, magical word or something. It's where are you going to? Where is your destination? Where are you heading to? Now, there are a lot of people that don't know where they are going to. I've always said this, that the world is like a marketplace where everybody is busy. And guess what? A lot of people are busy, but they don't know what they are busy doing. They don't even know where they are going to. So, do you think you are one of those people that you just wake up every morning and you just follow the normal trend? You don't have a particular picture of what you want out of your life. You don't have a particular picture of, this is where I want to be. This is where I am heading to. Now, if you don't have a picture of what you want out of life, trust me, you're going to take anything life throws at you. And you say whatever will be, will be. Life will determine it. But I challenge you, that's not the kind of life God has called us to live. I remember last 2 weeks, we talked about something and I told you that God, you are a creator. You determine what you want out of life. God came and said, let there be light. He had an idea of what he wanted. He wanted light and he said, let there be light, and there became light. He wanted to create man and he was very intentional about it. So today, when I'm asking you that question, where are you going? I'm asking you an intentional question. I'm asking you, where do you see yourself in the next 3 years? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Where do you see yourself? You must have a picture of where you are going to. You must get a picture of where you are going to. Now, today is going to be very practical. Maybe at the end of the show or even during the show, I want you to be writing down some of the things that are coming to your mind. I remember the first time I drew a vision board, and that was in my, I think, SS1. I was challenged by the owner of my school when we were all in SS1, and he said, write where you want to see yourself in the next 10 years. And then I didn't know what it meant to write a vision or anything, but there was a desire in my heart. I wanted to do something, and I wrote those things down. It was just a few weeks back that I was just thinking, and I remember that I've written a vision before of where I want to find myself or where I want to see myself. Now, today, at the end of today, I want you to practically write down where do you want to see yourself. I don't want you to think about the situation surrounding you. Whatever your heart thinks of, and your vision should be bigger than you. Don't write your vision according to where you are at the moment. Write your vision with what you think in your mind. How big it is, write it down. Some people want to draw their own. Whatever it is, the number of people you want to affect in life, the number of cars you want to have, whatever it is, whether it's to affect people, to affect whatever it is, you want to be so place, write it down. Put down those pictures, whatever it is, put the picture of what you want out of life. Do we understand that? So now when I'm asking you, where are you going? It's a picture as a result of understanding your purpose in life and the potentials you have. You write down your vision. You should have a vision. You should do what? Have a vision. Now, sorry, let me read the comments so far and know what's going on. Someone said, sorry, I can't listen. Facebook is not allowing me. Oh, sorry about that. Maybe later you can go through the video. I'm so sorry about that. Kenneth Chukudi said, hi, keep it up. Thank you so much for joining. I'm so excited. Thank you. Hello, Pastor Gladys. How are you doing? Now, someone said, yes, you have to determine what will be, not just saying in one place and say what will be. Exactly. The funny thing is that what will be will not be. You have to determine what will be. I so hate that song because what will be will not be. And a lot of people are living that kind of life. You just sit down, what will be, and you have to have a picture of what you want out of life. That's the first thing. Now, if you picture this thing, just take a time out. Sit down and write down what you want. Draw a picture of where you see yourself. What do you see out of life? Draw that picture. I want you to have it down. In Habakkuk 2:2, it said, write down the vision, make it plain. You should do what? You should have a vision. I know it's not going to be easy, and I want you to do this. When you're writing your vision down, don't write it as a result of the circumstances around you. Don't write your vision according to where you are at the moment. Don't write your vision according to the challenges you're facing at the moment. I want you to write your vision according to how wide your mind has allowed you to do what? To dream. Just like Fiji said, even the Bible made it clear that vision should be written clearly out. Exactly. Write it down. Now, after you've written down this vision, I want you to go through it every time. I do this. Like every morning I go, okay, maybe not every time, because sometimes I may not do it, but most times, at least 3 times in a week, I go through my vision book, I open it, Chimdi, this is it, this is it, this is it. And it moves me. It's the thing that charges me up. It charges me to do the things I have to do, even when my body is weak, even when I see some things not going the way I want it to be. But anytime I look at that vision or that thing I've written down, I'm gingered, I'm fired up. Even though it's not corresponding with the situations around me, I am fired up every time. Even though I find myself not having those things at that moment, I'm fired to work hard. I'm fired to do the things I have to do. Do we understand that? So now I want you to have that vision written down. I want you to have that vision written down. And thirdly, remind yourself of that vision. Even if it's not every day, but at least as time goes on, make sure you put it very close to you, maybe very close to your bed. If you have it as a picture, put it on your room or something like that. I encourage everyone that comes around me to do that, because it helps you. It sets your mind. It gives you the maybe ginger, I don't know what to call it, that helps you go on. Now, I'm going to tell you the third thing that your vision does for you. The third thing that your vision does for you is that it shapes your life in every sense. It shapes your life in every sense. It tells you this is what to do and this is what you should not do. I'm going to give you an example. You see, if an architect wants to build a house, they clearly draw everything with every dimension. Like with every single dimension. The first time I wrote my vision for the first time, I didn't give it time, like I didn't write time frame and all that. So I had a friend that taught me that you have to put a time frame on your visions. Like make sure that your vision is clear, make it plain, like put it down and make it plain. That doesn't mean that's the final one. As time goes on, you could have bigger visions and you still write them, you improve on it. Then you have goals that help you get to that place. Do you understand? Now, just like an architect, as I was telling you before, they draw the picture of what they want to see in the house. And right now, I see some of them, they put it on their laptops, like you have the house, the finished house. And when you look at it, they are like, okay, workers, get ready for the work. They have a proper picture of what the final look of the house they want before they get to start working on it. And what does this teach you? Like, you must have a picture of what you want out of life. So if this is not the way it's going, you tell yourself, oh, no, I have to do something about this. No. I can't sit down and sleep. I have a vision. I have something I want to achieve. Now, this is very important. Just like I told you, if you don't have a picture of where you're going to nowhere. You'll be missing, and anybody can lead you. Anybody can lead you. Just like you wake up, as I was telling you want to go to the supermarket, and you don't know where you're going to. If another person comes and says, this is the road to the supermarket, you will still follow him. Or this is the supermarket you're going to. You don't have a picture of where you're going to, so you'll follow that person. So please. The essence of this broadcast is not just to make your mind, roam about. It's for you to take action immediately. I don't want you to let today pass without having a proper vision for your life. A vision written down and drawn and made plain. That's the essence of this. Trust me, it's going to help your life in every single way. It's going to shape every single thing you do. Now, let me see what someone is saying here. PG said, we should be purpose-driven, not circumstance-driven. Exactly. Because what God has for us, no circumstance can hinder us. But our fear and unbelief can hinder us. If we can just believe and stay focused, said, if we can just believe and stay focused, we sure will get there if we don't give up. Exactly. You will get there if you don't give up. So make sure you have that vision. Exactly what she has said here. Let me tell you, those pictures you have in your mind of what you want out of life, as long as it's not a selfish picture, but a picture that is going to bless other people, is God-driven. So don't be scared of drawing your vision. Don't be scared of making it big. Don't be scared of put it there. It's God-driven. As long as it's not just a selfish vision, but a vision that is going to help others too. So don't be scared. Put it down. Do we get it? So now the second thing I want you to do is this. Don't just keep your vision. If you've been here listening to what I've been saying, I'm saying put your vision so that it will remind you and ginger you. Ginger you to do what? Ginger you to work smart. Ginger you to work smart. Now, your vision is not just for you to be admiring it. The vision will not automatically make itself to come to be. You have to work smart to get your vision to where it is, to get to that picture that you want. An architect does not finish drawing a building and just keep it there for design and for decoration. He gives it to the people that are supposed to get to work, and they start working hard to see that that picture comes to play, so that they can bring that picture to reality. Now, and this you should have discipline to help this, to bring this to pass. So whenever you draw your vision, whenever you draw that picture you want to see, the next thing to do is, with discipline and determination, bring that picture to a reality. One thing, I'm going to tell you 3 things that your vision does. Vision helps shape your life. It helps choose your friends. Your vision helps you understand the direction you're going to. Just like I told you the story of the person going to the supermarket. If he has the picture of the supermarket he's going to, he's not going to take a bus that will take him to somewhere. He will take a bus that will directly take him there. So now, if the friends that you're keeping around you is not taking you to where you're going, which you already know, you know what to do. You drop them. You don't need everyone in your life. Trust me. You don't need everybody in your life. So your vision helps choose your friends. If you look around you, man, this company is not taking me to where I'm going to, you drop it unapologetically. You drop that friendship. Now, your vision also shapes the kind of things you read, the kind of things you listen to, the kind of every single thing about you. Your vision shapes it. It gives you direction. Like, you don't need to wander around like other people. Like I told you, the world is like a marketplace. A lot of things are there. So, but if you have a vision, if you have where you're going to, everything is made simple for you. It will choose your friends, like I said. It will choose your books. It will choose what you do. It will choose your course in school. Because most of us don't know what purpose is and vision is. Some people, we choose the wrong careers. We choose the wrong things. But don't worry, that does not mean that things will not come out fine. All I'm trying to say is this. Understanding all these things earlier will make your life easier. But if you found yourself in a place where, okay, it's not like, that's not the worst thing in the world, you can still get it right from there. Do you understand? So whatever stage you are, you can still have your vision drawn from that point, and then you start making out of life. If you've been the one accepting everything that life throws at you. Like, there was a time I said something that you make lemonade out of lemons or something. When life throws lemons at you, you make lemonade out of it. And then one lady I admire so much, she corrected me and told me this. She said, you don't accept what life throws at you. You demand, you tell life, this is what I want, and you take it. That's what it means to be a creator. That is what it means to be in control. That is what God has put you on earth for. So you don't accept anything. You don't accept anything. God has put you on earth here in charge. Do you understand? You have the Spirit of God in you. And that means that you demand from life. You create out of life what you want. You demand from life what you want. You don't just accept whatever life gives to you. So you see, where are you going to? I would ask you that question again. Where are you going to? So today, at the end of today, I want you to have a picture of what you want out of life. Have a picture of the vision, your direction, wherever it is you're going in life. Put that picture down. Don't just have it in your head. Don't tell me, what's your vision in life? It's in my head. Please, let it not be in your head. Put it down on paper. There is something about putting it down on paper and always looking at it. Because when you're facing challenges, your head will not remind you. Then your head is up and upside down. But when you can look at that vision that you've calmly written or drawn, you are charged again. So that's the reason why you should put it down. Because every time your head can be overthrown by challenges. Your head can be overthrown by some worries and all that. But when you have it written down, it helps you a lot. Trust me, this may look simple to you, but it would help you a lot if you can do it. So I want you today, if you don't have your vision written down yet, where you can look at it and be reminded of it every single time, please, I want you to do that today. I really want you to do that today. Put it down. Just like Habakkuk 2:2 said. Have a vision and make it plain. I want you to make your vision plain today. It's going to help you. So that's the roundup of our 5 questions our 5 questions about self-leadership. I told you self-leadership is very big. So today we talked about where am I going? The question of destiny. Destiny, meaning your destination. Where are you going to in life? And where you're going to is, what is that picture where you see your life? Where do you see yourself? That's what it is. Now, the other question we did is, what can I do? And that's a question of potentials. The first series I ever treated when I started Facebook Live was how to maximize your gifts. So if you want to know what can I do and you want a download of that, I want you to go back and watch that series on what can I do. So the next one is, why am I here? Is a question of purpose, which I've answered several times when I was treating other questions. Everybody has a specific purpose on this earth, why God has brought you here. Now, the fourth question is, who am I? Who am I? I told you, is a question of identity. And if you can understand your source, you would know your content. You would know what you carry inside of you, and you don't underestimate the power inside of you. Now, the last one is, where am I from? Where am I from is a question of source. So, where am I from? A lot of people believe, we are from this, we are from that, we are from this, but particularly, where are you from? And I told you guys, I believe that I'm from God. And that determines what? That determines my content. That determines the identity I have inside of me. That determines the kind of things that ooze out of me. That determines my content. That determines the power that I have inside of me. So that is our wrap-up of self-leadership. Guys, this is not everything in self-leadership, but it's a startup for you. If you can answer these 5 important questions, that is the foundation of self-leadership. Everyone in life should answer these 5 questions, and it's a startup for self-leadership. And then you can go on and study more and more on self-leadership. If you want to improve yourself, then you must do something different every day. Don't be where you are and think that that's the best way to improve yourself. Read books, listen to people, study, grow, learn from other people. It's an opportunity to grow yourself. So I want to know what you learned today. Please, I want to know what you learned today. I want to know what you learned today. What's going through your mind? What's going through your mind? Someone else could learn from that. So I want you to type what you learned today. I want to know what you learned today. Thank you so much for joining. If you're just coming and we are wrapping up already, I want to know what you learned. So go ahead and type what you learned today. Now, Faustina said, following, I'm enjoying it though. It's my first time to watch. Keep it up there. Thank you so much. It's your first time. Thank you so much for joining. And it's your first time, so I want to know what you learned today. Before we wrap it up today, I want to know what you learned. The self-leadership, we treated 5 important questions in self-leadership. The first one is, who am I? The second one is, where am I from? The third one is, where am I going? The fourth one is, what am I here for? And the fourth one is, what can I do? Those are the 5 important questions everyone should ask themselves in self-leadership. So if you are here, I want to know what you learned. Even if I don't read it now, if you're still typing and then we go over something, I'm going to reply. I want to know what you learned. Now, the essence of typing down what you learned, even if it's one thing, is that it sticks with you. It helps you remember, even if it's just one thing I learned. Even if it's just one thing I learned. So you may not have just wasted your time here, but you've gained something. You've gained something important. That's why I like and I would prefer you type down what you learned. So we have like 2 minutes. I would want you to write down what you learned. I want to know what you learned from our live broadcast today. So just go ahead and type it. Go ahead and type it. And after 2 minutes, if I don't read it out here, I'll still read it later. And then I would know what you learned and encourage you more on that. So that's it. So you can check out my blog. I put my articles there, or my Facebook post. I put my articles there too, and you could also learn a lot of things from it. Thank you so much for joining this evening. Thank you so much for joining this evening. I'm still waiting for what you learned. I'm still waiting for what you learned, and anytime I would see it, maybe now or later. I just want to see what you learned, because it helps me learn too, and then it could help other people learn from the platform. So thank you so much for joining. Thank you so much for joining. Hope I didn't miss anybody's comments. Yep. Oh, sorry. I missed someone's comment. She said, yes, you have to be determined that what will you have to determine what will be, not just staying in one place and saying what will be would be. Exactly. Okay. Oh, sorry, I missed someone's comment. He said ours was great too, from the praise and worship by Uncle Samson Okechukwu and by a powerful message by Professor N.S. Ukejofor at Christ Redemption Church. Oh, that's nice. That was beautiful. Okay, so yep, I wanted to know if we had more comments or any comment I missed. So thank you so much for joining this evening. Thanks so much for joining. And this is going to be our last broadcast in this series. Now, I'm going to be coming live, maybe not every Sunday now, but that's why I decided to wrap up the broadcast today. But I could just come, but following our normal Sunday meetings, this will not just be meeting every Sunday again, but once in a while, I would come around on Facebook. So thank you guys for following me up. Thank you so much for learning and joining in today's broadcast. Have a wonderful week. Bye.